Hello and welcome to Three Dudes and a Lady. Join us for a little motivation, perhaps some inspiration, and a way to cope with your day. I am Mike from Virginia. My gratitude today is for nature. It was cool enough to take a nice walk this morning.
Yeah, I'll second that. Good morning, folks. My name is Earl Rule, hailing from the state of North Carolina. And my gratitude for this morning, not only with the sunshine, but with the nature out here as well.
Good morning, everyone. My name's Jay Anderson. I yield from the wild, wonderful state of West Virginia. My gratitude has to be different than the other two. There's no reason to be a trifecta here, guys. Um, Coffee.
Hey guys, I am Christine Wright, hailing out of the great state of Florida. My gratitude is going to be different too. It's rest. Um, Jay Shetty talked about another way in today. He was telling his story about how he got started in the app Calm, right? Which is a pretty big deal for him. But there was a time when he actually doubted that he would be on the platform practicing and teaching mindfulness, right? Um, how do we look at mentality and how to approach what looks like a dead end, right? He would host meetings to help with mindfulness, like his coworkers would come, and he wanted to know how he could expand his practice, right? Apps like Calm were brand new in this world, right? It wasn't like he just magically appeared on the app, right? He started pitching his ideas to different media companies and anyone who would listen to him, right? But every time he got told no, that he was too inexperienced, he was too young. Mindfulness wasn't the topic they wanted to talk about, right? He kept feeling like he was hitting a dead end. He was discouraged and doubted himself, just like we would, right? And a friend told him about a training event for ethnic minorities, right, for media. And the instructor actually told him that he might be good at it, but there was no jobs in media. No one was hiring, right? One of the instructors actually told him to go make a YouTube channel. That was new, right? Um, now his YouTube channel is the basis for his entire career. That's how he got found on for Calm, right? So when you feel like you've exhausted all possible possibilities, remember you actually haven't. If the path you were trying isn't working, keep trying different paths. You haven't exhausted all your options, but a lot of times we give up, right? A couple doors close in our face and we're like, okay, I'm done, right? Imagine if Jay Shetty would have never continued. We would
Would
have
we
done,
would we be friends?
we might still be acquaintances, maybe.
Acquaintances,
Yeah, 'cause
yes.
we knew each other from the insurance industry, not necessarily from Calm. So we would have known each other, but not on the level that we know each other now, right?
He
And
he unlocked that for us.
yes, he definitely unlocked that for us. So like it's crazy to think like if Jay would have given up, where would that leave us? Right? And in anything,
Going to argue that someone else would have filled that space and we'd be right here where we are today, just not talking about Jay Shetty.
true.
One very well could argue that point, Mr. Jones.
Yeah. And that could very well be true, right? Like maybe we were meant to be on this platform and talking about mindfulness. And maybe it would have been somebody else that we would have been attracted to and talking about, right? That could very well be.
Yeah. How odd is that? Two things can be true at once.
Yeah.
I think another thing to consider, a key word here would be the word pivoting or pivot. How you
Or
pivot your
guardrails.
career.
Just kidding.
Huh?
I said or guardrails. Just kidding.
Or guard, well, yeah. But sometimes you have to pivot your career or your opportunity to what it is that you like because sometimes we do have to pivot,
Yeah.
to make it happen, make it work.
Yeah.
And I
You're
mean,
right, you're exactly right. And maybe it's not the right timing. You think about it, like timing has a lot to do with everything. You guys, I'm going to share a little insight with you guys. So like, I don't know, we were probably 3 or 4 years in the insurance business, maybe less than that. Maybe only two. I don't know. It wasn't very long. We were in the insurance business not that long. And you guys, I've always wanted to work on Wall Street. That's just I always wanted to be I always thought about being a trader. I always wanted to do something with the stock market. I have a degree in finance. I am a certified financial planner. Like I have all these things that I was doing before the insurance business, right? To go in that direction, but it just never came to fruition. I don't know, about 2 years into the insurance business, it came to fruition, right? But the problem is we got told to focus on the main thing, which was a good thing at that time. I'm glad we did because it ended up working out because I don't think I was the person that was ready for being part of the stock market or Wall Street or anything like that. I definitely was not ready for it. So, right. So the door closed and we were like, yeah, whatever. 2 years ago, that door opened back up. And I was ready at that time. Like I was definitely well, I thought I was mentally ready. I was not. You're never mentally ready for stock market. I'm just going to tell you that now. It's hard.
I was going to say that's a little yin yang
Yeah,
action
no,
right there.
you're never prepared. Like it's not as easy as you would think, right? Especially on your mind. Like you really figure out who you are as a person and a human. But like if I would have just not even if I would have just exhausted that and said, I'm done, like that door already closed. 2 years ago, I would have never even looked at that opportunity as like a thing. I would have just said, nope, I'm not doing it. Right. But because I was more ready this time, the door just kind of like flung open and I was ready. Not necessarily, but you know what I mean? Like, so I think it depends on us as people too. Like, are we really ready for that? Are we prepared for that move, right? Because sometimes we are and sometimes we're not.
Christine, question for you. When
Yeah,
you said your door open for the investing part, was it slow and steady wins the race and make sure we're on the right path, or was it dive in all heads first and just give it a go?
a little bit of both.
A little bit of both. Okay, I'm just
Yeah, because
curious.
I'm the type of person that dives in head first and let's go and like,
Yeah,
but then I usually have to take a couple steps back and I'm like, oh, okay, let me reevaluate this a little bit and figure out how this is gonna work, right? So
I
it's
think
a
so.
little bit of both and a lot of praying, a lot of praying.
Yeah, a lot of praying, but I think that when you do something like that, and when any other big business endeavor, whatever it is, I think you need to make sure you have all your ducks lined up in a row before you do anything. Make sure that if something backfires, that you have something to fall back on in case, oops, you made a mistake and it doesn't turn fatal. And then,
Right.
there's some
Where you're losing
consequences.
hundred thousands of dollars, right?
Right, exactly. But with any endeavor, I mean, if you're investing in a business, and you're hungry for this and you're diving in, I think it's important for people watching this. You got to make sure you got everything lined up as a backup, because you do not want to make fatal mistakes diving into something big. It's okay to do slow and steady. It's okay to start off with a slow path. Some people may disagree with me that, oh no, we're going to go all in this. I mean, you need to go in all in this. So I think it's different for everyone.
Yeah, I think it depends
It,
on the personality for sure.
right.
Definitely different for everyone.
It
Yes.
right. It depends on the person, but like you said, Christine, it all depends on the timing, and if the universe has your back.
Yes.
Because I'm telling you right now, if the universe does have your back and the timing's right, you go in. Yeah, go for it. And you know, many dreams come true, as I would say. So
But
I
you're right.
don't know.
Timing is everything. Like 2 years, like if I would have done this, how many years ago was that? I don't know, 9 years ago. I would never have been ready or prepared mentally, emotionally, physically, like no way, no how. I look at it now as that was a blessing for Kevin to shut that door. At the time I was like, oh, I really want to do this. Like, this is what I want to do. So for the door to be shut then, it was probably the best thing that probably could have happened, right? Because I was not ready. Like I would have quit the financial industry and just been done completely if something bad happened at that time. Now if I lose a trade or something happens, it's not really that. I mean, trust me, it's not easy, but it's definitely not as hard as it would have been, 9 years ago.
Thinking
Wasn't ready.
slow and steady is okay. Burning your bridges is okay because you can
Mhm.
always build a raft. What's not okay is hokey pokey.
Another way across instead of in is what he's
Yes.
saying.
Yep.
Yeah. Build a different bridge.
It's interesting. I think this one is really about your life's journey. This title kind of
Oh, for sure.
yields your life's journey in essence. It's funny because we've talked about know your why in life. Know your why. I mean, I can remember a point when we first all met as a group that our IMO really pushed that narrative heavy. Know your why. The oddity is, back then I didn't realize, as I do now, your why changes as time moves forwards. And that's okay. Now, you might have an overall why that's very broad spectrum, but getting to that can require another way in. You know, Jay Shetty talks about when he went to the media world and they were gung ho about media, but they're saying, there's no jobs available here. So his why was, how do I reach people? And someone suggested somewhere along the way, why don't you try a YouTube channel? Create your own channel. He's like, what? That's crazy. And we're starting to see time and time again where YouTube just plays a major role for, change. Pat McAfee. You guys probably don't know who he is, but he was a punter for WVU football, played for the Indianapolis Colts as a punter, and now is one of the richest cats on ESPN. And he started out in broadcasting after professional sports on YouTube. And he still has a YouTube channel. So he does 1 hour ESPN and another hour YouTube daily. And he's got his close-knit friends are with him and involved. And we're talking a guy that the amount of money that he's making, put you this way, the last contract that he got with ESPN, he turned around and paid every employee a $250,000 bonus to all of his buddies that are his employees. I mean, that's the wealth that he got. It's not that you're after wealth. It's not the point that I'm saying. But sometimes we have to look at our life's journey and sit there and say, Christine, you bought that up. Perfect example. I wasn't ready back then. I'm glad that door closed. And when the door closes, it's easy for us to just go ahead and, what Earl says, pivot and start walking on, because we have to. Here we are walking down the street because that door closed. Does it necessarily need to go out of mind? No, it doesn't. Because if that is a desire that you have, sometimes it takes a little time. It's just like Mike said, slow and steady is not a bad thing. Sometimes it takes time. I know for me, there's a lot of things that I wanted to do when I was younger, but ego got in my way. My maturity level wouldn't allow me to understand probably what I should have done or maybe shouldn't have done. Maybe that's the better way to look at it. But as I'm getting older, man, I'm excited about the future. I think there's a lot for all of us to give. Sometimes it's hard to figure out, but got to try.
Sure. Go ahead, Mike.
Trying to put this together. I'm thinking about that respected journalist that Jay Shetty approached and said, come see me once you have your master's degree. How old world short-sighted thinking was that?
Yeah, right?
I mean, I don't have a degree in journalism, but I studied journalism in high school, believe it or not. And my takeaway was you ask questions and you learn to write in, I call it inverted pyramid style. You put your least important point at the bottom because when it gets edited, that's what's going to be taken out.
Right.
Simple.
Yeah.
The
That,
important part was
that's a
asking the
great
question.
question. Is life really a little bit more simple than we make it to be?
I think
Yeah.
so.
And that person who, handed Jay Shetty the card and said, "Come see me when you have your master's degree." That was ego talking.
Oh, for sure. That was ego on the other person's part, right?
Yeah. I'm up here. Don't talk to me until you get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, basically. But like, and very, very well, like we as humans could be like, oh yeah, okay, I need to go get my degree in journalism before I could accomplish this. So let me go back to the drawing board and figure out what else I'm good at, right? I don't know.
Well, the way I say it is life is like a book. It contains lots of chapters, from your chapter to your mid-stage chapter to your I don't know, mid-stage ending chapter. But it's not how you start; it's how you finish. And
Mhm.
that's the one thing I've had to learn in the past few days. That you're turning a new chapter, and just may the next chapter be full of blessings and excitement and adventures.
Boy, I'm glad you went that direction with it because when you said life is like, and I thought you were going to say a box of chocolates.
Me too, me
I
too.
swear I thought Forrest Gump was coming into play here for a second.
I won't even though Tom Hanks is one of my favorite actors, I will not put that in there.
Don't worry, Jay will. Jay will hook you up.
Oh, of course, Jay will. He always does. He's like the box of chocolates of our agency.
Yes,
So
that's okay.
Oh, what are you trying to say, Earl?
not
I'm
going
thinking,
there.
the way you start life is a slap on the butt.
Yep. Hey, is that there? Listen, what you just said, Mike, there's more to that statement, and that would be another subject of another time because that's a
Yeah,
good one. The way you start.
we want to unpack that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Folks, I think it's easy to see that we're not licensed therapists. Man, we have fun trying to be, though, don't we? It's not that we want to be therapists. The fact that Jay Shetty has blessed us in so many ways and the good fortunes of him finding another way into reaching the masses and sharing his words came about through the AppCom on YouTube and under Jay Shetty. We listen to him Monday through Friday every morning, and we get just wonderful insight and allows us to go down all these great rabbit holes that we tend to do. Come join us, please.
And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content. And don't be afraid to leave a comment also to help us bring an attitude. You
Peace.
have a good day. Peace.